So I chose to do my journal article review over an article titled "Serotonin Enhances the Impact of Health Information on Food Choice." So I just have a couple little things on the PowerPoint just for a visual aid, but I'm mostly just going to talk through this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the summary of the introduction. So the study is interested in understanding what role serotonin plays when someone is making a dietary decision. The article states that the prefrontal cortex and subcortical structures interact to contribute to long and short-term goals. The neurotransmitters serotonin and noradrenaline influence the activity in the prefrontal cortex and subcortical structures. Serotonin helps balance appetite and the amount of calories that a person takes in. This is important because if cognitive processes are involved in calorie intake, that could aid in the treatment for obesity. The article mentions that a recent study has shown serotonin plays a role in animals waiting for a reward or avoiding a punishment in the future. This supports the idea that serotonin plays a part in paying attention to long-term goals. The research found that the researchers found the study interesting and set out to test if serotonin plays a part in long-term dietary choice. The researchers use citalopram, which is a SSRI, also tamoxifen, which is a selective noradrenaline reuptake inhibitor. The difference between citalopram and tamoxifen were observed. Noradrenaline encourages interest in task-relevant processing and restrains irrelevant processes. Although noradrenaline controls executive function, it does not play a role in decision-making, unlike serotonin, which does play a role in decision-making. Both of these neurotransmitters were tested for regulation of dietary choice. The researchers were interested in participants identifying between healthy foods and unhealthy food options. So the hypothesis is, does serotonin influence food choice by enhancing a focus on long-term goals? So at the beginning of the study, 30 participants were tested for neurological and psychiatric disorders. Participants had to be completely healthy. They could not have any previous health conditions. 3 people dropped out of the study, so it was only completed by 27. Participants were expected to attend a total of 3 sessions. They were given doses of tamoxifen, citalopram, and placebo. The study was a double-blind, counterbalance design. The participants took the drug orally and were tested when the plasma levels were at a high. Each participant was told to eat a meal before attending. The researchers selected 5 food items to either be virtues or vices before showing the participants the food items. The participants were asked to visually rate the food items as either a virtue or a vice. After the participants completed that task, they were given 2 food choices and asked to choose between one or the other. They did this 10 times. So when they were choosing between the vices and the virtues, so the virtues were healthy options and the vices were things like donuts and stuff like that. So the summary of the findings: the focus of the analysis was the trial where participants chose between virtue and vices when comparing food items. The data for this trial showed relative to the placebo, participants given citalopram made a higher proportion of healthy food choices. There was no significant difference in healthy food choices between tamoxifen and placebo. There was also no significant difference between the participants who took tamoxifen and citalopram. So the article states that our data suggests that serotonin amplifies the importance of health considerations in consumption decisions, perhaps via enhancing a focus on or the value of long-term outcomes. The lack of a direct effect of the drug on a health or taste rating of food items also suggests serotonin promotes integration of health information into choices rather than influencing the health rating themselves. So since tamoxifen and citalopram both reduce hunger, but tamoxifen doesn't affect choice, that aids in the theory that citalopram has an independent effect on cognitive process. So the importance of these findings is in this article, the opportunity to treat disorders and obesities. So if a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor can be given to someone who is struggling with obesity, it could potentially impact their dietary decisions by choosing healthier options. If someone was being treated for obesity with the SSRI and cognitive interventions, it is likely that the treatment would be more successful than just treating it by